Hey guys, welcome to this intuitive pick-a-pile reading. So this is going to be an intuitive pick-a-pile reading. I am probably not going to use cards unless I feel kind of called to pull them out and use them. So what I'm going to do is we've got a fluorite here, and that is going to be pile number 1. And we have, and it's actually like I want to say it's purple fluorite, or is it green fluorite? But there's purple and green in it. So, and then we also have this, it's like a calcified seashell. I don't remember what it's actually called, but I'm thinking of the Fibonacci sequence right here. So that's pile number 2 will be the seashell. And pile number 3 will be a Kundalini citrine. So go ahead and take a minute if you need to pause the video and choose pile 1, 2, or 3. You may have guidance to watch all 3 piles. When I watch an intuitive reading like this, or it's a pick-a-pile, a lot of the times I just start with pile number 1, and if it doesn't sound like it resonates, I'll go to pile 2 and then 3, or sometimes I'll just pick 1, or sometimes I'll watch the whole reading. So do whatever you feel intuitively guided to do, and we'll go ahead and start with pile number 1 here. Okay, hello pile number 1. So for pile number 1, we have the fluorite, and I don't know if it's called green fluorite or purple fluorite. I'm hearing many layers. So you may be somebody that has like great depths, many layers to you. And also you're a person that that likes to be like forthcoming with information. You like to be transparent, open and honest with people. And I see that sometimes you feel that sometimes being transparent with people actually gets you into trouble. Almost like sticking your foot in your mouth, or like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. That was maybe too honest, too transparent. Also getting that I'm seeing the crown chakra here, and something about you receiving downloads and guidance through your crown chakra. And if that's not something that's already happening, it's something that you will be experiencing soon. What else do we have for pile number 1? I'm hearing something like all that glitters is gold, but it's all that glitters is not gold. Something about beauty being in the eye of the beholder, and how we have like we're multifaceted. I don't know why that was so hard to say, but you can be multifaceted, where one day you may feel like the most beautiful or handsome person in the world, and then the next day you feel like the complete opposite. You look in the mirror and you think the negative thoughts about yourself as well. And Spirit saying that beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and no matter what society thinks of us based on a beauty standard, we're all equally valuable in the eyes of God, in the eyes of Spirit and the infinite. We chose these bodies for a reason, right? What else for pile number 1 here? I was hearing it earlier, but I keep hearing something about like rainbow bright. something about how you're you're a shining light amongst your friends and people that look up to you, people that look to you, that you're a shining light. And I think Spirit's asking you to basically put stock in, or put time and effort into developing those shiny lights that are a part of you. Those gifts and abilities that you have, the shiny parts, to really focus and reflect on those things. And, you know, while we all have wounds and shadow parts to heal, but, or to integrate, but Spirit's asking you to look past those things that you see as faults. That if other people can see you in a certain light, then why can't you see yourself in that bright light as well? So Spirit's asking you to take that outside perspective sometimes and be like, oh, people see me as this bright light. Maybe I should listen to that and realize that I am that shiny light. I'm also going to pull one card from the deck. We're going right from the top of, it's a brand new oracle deck that I got. It says, the moon reflects your phases. You don't need to shine all the time. That's actually really interesting because we're talking about you being so shiny, right? So I think Spirit's saying that it's okay to be yourself. You don't have to be that bright light and shine all the time for other people. It's okay to work through the things that you have to work through, right? It kind of matches, like the colors in that actually kind of match. That's really interesting, like the purples and greens. You also may be a very heart-centered person. And I'm getting kind of from this that, like, when you feel down, you really feel down. Maybe you don't stay there long, but maybe you have some water, some Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces in your chart. But I don't feel that you stay down when you're down. But when you're feeling low, you feel very low. But yeah, Spirit's saying that even though you are that bright light, it's okay to go through those phases and go through those times of healing, right? You don't have to put on a brave face and just try to be a light because other people say that you are, or because you know that you are. It's okay to go through those dark nights of the soul, or those days where you just need to take some time for yourself, right? Spirit's asking you to not be so hard on yourself. Okay, that's what I have for pile number 1. Thanks for watching, and we're going to go on to pile number 2. Okay, pile number 2. So, welcome pile number 2, and we have the seashell. I'm not actually sure what the seashell is made out of. I know that there's, like when I got it, there's an actual name for it, but I don't recall that name at this point. So what do we have for pile number 2 here? I'm getting that you may be a very analytical and methodical thinker. You may be into math. I'm seeing, I saw this in the opening, but I kept seeing something about the Fibonacci sequence. So you may be the kind of person that's very logical, and you like to go over what you're thinking, kind of like a circular pattern. You kind of go over it and over it until you reach the end of the pathway, and then you've gotten the answer that you need, or you've gotten to where you need to be. Sorry guys, had to pause there for a second and cough. Having some throat chakra stuff. So maybe pile number 2, you've got some throat chakra stuff going on. Maybe you are needing to communicate something, or maybe you're, we actually had this come out in the daily short that came out today, something about your creativity. And so maybe there's something to do with your voice or singing or speaking that you need to get out there, and let yourself shine with that, and not hold back. What else do we have for pile number 2? Yeah, I'm seeing the, and I just breathing in, I'm having the urge to cough right now. That's really interesting. And I'm seeing all the shiny blue. And I'm thinking of the throat chakra, like another confirmation there with that. What else do we have for pile number 2? I'm hearing that you may be a deeply emotional person, even though that might not show on the outside. I think this came up for, was it pile number 1 or was it this? Something about you maybe have a deep heart, like have very deep emotions. But with pile number 2, I'm getting that, wow. Just a second, guys. Wow, just got like an intense cough. My throat just like clammed up. So there's, Spirit's really asking you to put your creative stuff out there and speak. Maybe there's somebody you need to say something to. Spirit's saying, go ahead and say it. So you can get that off of your chest. Or, you know, it could just be for those, that could just be for one or a few people, but for others, it could be that there's some creative things that you're meant to say or write or put out there, and Spirit's asking you to stop holding back and go ahead and do that. But I'm getting that you are, you may be a highly emotional person, but you don't show that on the outside. And maybe that's something that you're delving deeper into, kind of like the spiral. I'm also seeing something about pipe, like a pipe that you would put tobacco in and smoke. So maybe somebody here is a smoker, and maybe Spirit's asking you to stop smoking if you are a smoker. There could also be something to do here with like ceremonies. You like to take part in ceremonies or circles, or like drum circles or something like that. Some type of sacred ceremonies, or you're leading them, or you're going to be leading them. What else do we have for pile number 2? Something about how your path has not been a smooth path. It's been kind of a bumpy ride at times. And I'm seeing that your influence is going to be spreading more and more as time goes on. So if you're not, you know, sharing your gifts, or you don't feel like you have a large influence right now, that will be something that comes to pass, as long as you follow your guidance. Yeah, big time like throat chakra energy here. Anything else for pile number 2? We're going to go ahead and pick an intuitive card for pile number 2. And we have, let your past be the soil for your next evolution. Wow. Yeah, and that's interesting. Like we have the spirals here too on the card. We see these little like circle spirals everywhere. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. So it's like the things, the dark nights of the soul that you've gone through. You know, I'm seeing this be like a twisty path for you, a bumpy ride that you've had at times. To let that guide you, let that healing guide you, and let the knowledge and the experiences that you have from those past wounds and those past, just the past experiences, let those be your guiding force moving forward. Gain inspiration from those things. And something about releasing the weight of the world from your shoulders. Seeing like an Atlas shrugged energy kind of from this card, and it's like, it's okay to release the weight from your shoulders. You don't have to carry the weight of the world anymore. You've already been through the hardest parts. Sorry, I'm shaking the camera here. You've already been through the hardest parts. I'm seeing like fours on the time. So the number 4 may be important to somebody, or have meaning for somebody. was actually 44. Yeah, and something about you planting seeds in that soil. You're planting new seeds. So you don't have to throw away all the things that you've been through in the past. It's more about like transmuting and healing what you've been through. And giving yourself like the grace. You're giving yourself the grace and like the space to heal through those things and not judge your past and move forward. Anything else for pile number 2? Okay, guys. So that's what I have for pile number 2. Thanks for watching, and we're going to move on to pile number 3. Hello, pile number 3. So for you, for pile number 3, we have a Kundalini citrine. And I'm thinking of citrine typically has to do with the sacral chakra. It could also be the solar plexus, which is your center for power and confidence. We have the power to create worlds at the solar plexus, your center for creation, self-confidence, courage. I'm getting like the lion energy here. I'm seeing like the lion in its mane. And something about like in all your glory, or like something about all your, that makes me think of being naked, standing there in all your glory, but I think it's more like standing there in your power, standing in your power. And I'm also seeing the sacral chakra here, something about your creativity, sensuality, maybe sexuality. I'm seeing that these areas have these energy centers have some healing to do. Of course, you know, we all have healing to do, right? But I'm seeing that there are some wounds from the past that need healing. But I'm definitely getting like a something about you is like more than meets the eye. Like something about you surprises people. Like they meet you and they think you're a certain way. Like maybe they judge you from looks. And that doesn't, you know, that could be, you know, a good or a bad thing, either way. But people judge you a certain way and think you're a certain way based on your looks, and then they get to know you and you're completely different than what they thought that you would be. What else for pile number 3? Seeing the number 7 for somebody. So maybe the number 7 has meaning. It's also a very, I just think of spirituality, so you could be a very just spiritual person, not into the traditional religion, but somebody that has a deep faith in what they believe in. You could also be into crystals. I'm hearing a diviner. I don't know exactly what a diviner is, but I'm also hearing that you're something about like being a homebody in the face that you show to the world, like you show the shiny face to the world. And that you are like, you are a shiny person, inside and out, but that you enjoy being at home, and you actually enjoy being at home more, and that you enjoy spending time by yourself, or, you know, snuggled up with your favorite people or your pets, under a cozy blanket, just like, you know, watching some Netflix, or just hanging out with your person or by yourself is like one of your favorite things to do. But that you do like to go out into the world and show that side of yourself. And I got this for, I think, pile number 1 also, but something about you being a shining light, and your friends, your family, the people that you meet do see you as a shining light in the community. What else do we have for pile number 3? Hearing something like sharp as a tack, like that you're that your mind is sharp as a tack. You may be witty and funny. You have like quick comebacks for people. You have a good sense of humor. And something about the things oftentimes aren't what they're cracked up to be. Like, maybe you see through the facade of some things in society. You know, like for example, like a celebrity thing, like people go crazy over celebrities or something like that, and you're just somebody who sees past that. Something to that effect. Or something about the idols of the world, or the things that, you know, everybody else wants, that you kind of see past that. Also, something about you seeing the good in people. That you want to see the best in people. And you may also have a hard time opening up to people sometimes. What else for pile number 3? Yeah, I'm still getting a lot of sacral and solar plexus energy. So you may be focused on healing some parts of yourself to do with creativity and putting yourself out there in the world, things like that. And feeling like what you have to say is worthwhile. Feeling like people listen to you. And if you're not feeling like what you have to say is worthwhile, or that your gifts are worthwhile, that you will be feeling that way. So we're going to get an intuitive card for pile number 3. Wow, and I'm just looking at the heart-centered energy here, and the bright orange is also another confirmation of the citrine, the sacral and the solar plexus energy. It says, if you're unsure, ask. If you're open, the universe will answer. Yeah, I'm seeing like the crown chakra energy here too, and I actually got that in pile number 1, I think. So I'm seeing something about you basically being in your heart space, getting the downloads into the crown, and then being able to put those creative works out into the world via the lower chakras, right? Getting the downloads, bringing it through, and then putting that out into the world. Yeah, I think something about you having like many sides to you. Like summing you up is not an easy task. You have many different sides. And there's something also about asking, like, if you're going to ask the universe a question, be prepared to receive the answer. And sometimes that means like sitting in silence, sitting in quiet and listening. Or, you know, putting the phone down and actually listening to what the answer may be. Anything else for pile number 3? Okay, guys, that's it. So that's it for pile number 3. And thank you guys for watching. And I hope you all have a blessed day.